as you've gone through times of transition in the past, has there been anything that's helped you through those?
I think like my mom, right? Like taking care of my mom and having her to focus on has always been what I can just like throw my attention to her or my sister. And then I don't necessarily have to be focused on, what I'm feeling about it. And then I can work through that, with my friends, or I can, a lot of times it just kind of goes away because I've just put everything, I'm not having to think about it. Like when we moved a lot when I was growing up. So my mom and dad got married really young and had me really young. And so we spent a lot of time with my Nana and her husband. And so like there was just a lot of transitions, but it was always, and then my parents got divorced. And so I don't know, I just felt like I always took care of my mom. And so it was really helpful for me to just kind of, there's my focus and I can, do that.
Yeah. I know this could be a little bit of a loaded question, but what has your relationship with your mom been?
My mom is super, like she's everything, right? Like it's, I don't mind having to be there for her. I think that is an important thing for me to do. Um, I think when it comes to like my sister, she's driving me crazy. I think that I can kind of like back my mom up, like when my sister is like being snarky with her or taking advantage of her. Like my sister pays way less rent than the two of us, and so it's like I can be there for her in that way. And I know that she loves that I'm there. Like it's like a really special, important, especially when her mom and dad passed away. Like she just has us. She just has us, and so I like picture myself just kind of being there for her forever.
It sounds like that's a really beautiful and powerful relationship that you have in your life.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It
what
was. I mean, it was tough sometimes, right? Because like, why was she with my dad? Like, why did she put up with her? And then, so it's weird. It's super complicated. But my dad and my stepdad are cousins. So like when they got divorced, like she kind of went over and married Ernie, and he was a very similar personality, and to have to like watch him treat her just as bad as my dad treated her was really frustrating. And sometimes I wanted to be like, Mom, like, what are you doing? And it just, I just am there for her because somebody's got to love her like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be really hard to watch, especially growing up. Um, could you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your dad? I know you mentioned you had a dad and a stepfather. If you could mention.
Yeah. I don't have a relationship with my dad. He lives like around the corner. Last year he got in a car accident and almost died, and he didn't even bother to call Danielle and I. Like he didn't even care to call us, and it's like, okay, fine. He calls me on my birthday, but then it's like a really forced, weird, like most of the time, like, what do you want? Um, yeah, we don't really have much of a relationship. We never really did. He has a different relationship with my sister than he does with me. I know he tries, like, she wants one really badly with him. So she keeps trying, but then he doesn't show up. And I'm like, well, what did you expect? Right. Like, he's not gonna, um, like, sometimes he'll like pop by my work. I'm like, what are you doing here? Um, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, why are you popping by here when you couldn't even bother to call us when you almost died? Um, so yeah, I don't really have one with him, and I don't really want one.
Yeah. What about your stepdad?
Ernie was hard. So he, like, we fought all the time. Like, he would say stuff to my mom, and I would have no problem getting in his face about it. And, he lived with us, obviously. And so he would, we had to deal with each other all the time. But when he got sick, it was really easy for me to flip the script because I could see how it was affecting my mom. So it was like, okay, so he's sick. Um, I'm not going to fight with him. I'm just going to, again, like turn my focus to my mom, and like it's going to do my mom a favor for me to like nurture him so that she doesn't have to worry about that relationship. Um, I mean, it was hard. It was hard watching him die. It was hard in hospice, watching him just kind of float away. Uh, it was good for my mom and I to be able to like cry about it together, and um, yeah, like the house is a little more empty without him in it, but I'm doing all right.
Yeah, first I want to say thank you for sharing that all with me. Um, I can see how that would be a really, really tough transition, caring for your mother and your stepfather in that in different ways. Um, what would you say your relationship with your sister is like? I know you said you lived together. Was she with
Yeah, I love my sister. I love my sister. She's a lot younger than I am, so she was born when I was 7.
you? Mhm.
And she'll be the first to tell you. I'll be the first to tell you. I resented that. I was like, who is this little thing taking all the attention away? And so it's been our whole lives kind of like that. Just the age gap really does make a big difference for us because my mom was so young and everything was going on with my dad. Not only was I like having to mediate all the time, but I was also trying, having to take care of her. And I think um, I still do. I still do. Her and I work in the same. We all three of us work in the same community college system, and she works in the same college I do. Um, and when she, goes to get a position or a new job, or she's got a question about something, she still asks me, and I am, there. And but I'm also there to like celebrate her, right? And she got the promotion recently. It was yay, like she got it, and um, she drives me nuts, and she drives my mom nuts, and that drives me even more nuts. But she's my sister.
Yeah. Sibling relationships can bring up so much. Is that something that you would want to explore more if we decide to work together in the future?
Um, I don't know. I think maybe. I think it would be important for me to decide, like, if like what if I am gonna move out, or if we are gonna, I've really thought about trying to help my mom, like the three of us buying with maybe a bigger place where our house is pretty small right now, but maybe something where we could each have more of our own autonomy in the house. And I think with my sister, trying to help her, I don't know, like own her stuff. Like if we're gonna do this, you would be on the lease, or or the deed of the house, and like what's your responsibility to it. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe finding some ways for me to be able to, I don't know, it's not parent her, but like, help her grow up, would be helpful.
Right. So would you say your main goals for therapy are navigating home life transitions? Um, what else would you say your goals for therapy are? What are like your ticket things that you want to work on?
I think like I've always lived with them, and
Mhm.
I'm 44, and I don't know, I live with my sister and my mom. So I think that I'm trying to figure out, I don't tell people this a lot. I don't really even try to think about it a lot, but I'm not gonna have kids. Like and then my sister had uterine cancer, so she doesn't have a uterus, and so she won't be having kids either. And so like this is it. The three of us are it. And I don't see myself having a kid, and I don't see me having a partner. That's never really been a thing that I've had. Um, so I think it's hard because it is just the three of us. So I think for therapy, I don't know, I just feel like I'm in this like stuck kind of place, right? Like I've been doing this a long time. and I don't know if this is it.